I was just looking for it. It's all good. Go ahead.
This bill calls for statehood for Washington, D.C. My amendment strikes this bill's findings regarding D.C. statehood and instead provides that it's the sense of the Senate that D.C. should not be a state because it's inconsistent with the Constitution and the framers' purpose in establishing the federal district. It's based on the following findings. And I quote, Washington, D.C. was intentionally created under Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution of the United States as a federal district, not beholden to nor dependent on any state, which was confirmed by the 23rd Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, which reiterates the federal district's non-state status and grants the district, whatever its size, 3 electoral votes. D.C. statehood is therefore inconsistent with the purpose of Washington, D.C. as a federal district that ensures that the federal government will never be dependent on a particular state. To this end, United States Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy said in 1964, I quote, "It was indispensably necessary to the independence and the very existence of the new federal government to have a seat of government which was not subject to the jurisdiction or control of a state." And, quote, "Given the Constitution establishes Washington, D.C. as a federal district, under both the Carter and the Reagan administrations, the Justice Department has concluded that accomplishing D.C. statehood would require a constitutional amendment." The whole point of creating D.C. as a federal district, a district that's not a state, was so that the federal government wouldn't be beholden to any particular state. The Constitution establishes it as a federal district, and it would have to be amended to accomplish D.C. statehood. To illustrate that point, the 23rd Amendment provides that the federal district shall have 3 electoral votes. So if, as the D.C. statehood legislation that recently passed the House proposes, the federal district was shrunk to the size of a few buildings, whoever occupies those buildings would get 3 electoral votes in the presidential election. Who would get those 3 presidential electoral votes? The first family, a billionaire that buys up all the housing space nearby? This is an absurd outcome. There are serious possibilities here that would result with inconsistency with the Constitution. You know, like the rest of this bill, it's nothing but a blatant power grab. It's an attempt, clearly, to place 2 new Democrat senators. I certainly urge all of my colleagues to vote for this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. And certainly opinions differ over this issue, but this bill doesn't establish statehood for D.C. It does have findings that address the fact that American citizens in D.C. should have that ability or are supportive of that concept. And I must say that the vision has been that we would still have a federal district. The boundaries of that district would be redrawn by legislation as it was previously redrawn, so there's nothing unique in that, well anchored in our history. And that the citizens in the non-federal district would constitute more American citizens than in 2 of our states. And there's certainly the vision of our Constitution is equal representation, not unequal representation. And so it would be the right thing to redraw the federal district around the federal buildings. The federal entity would not be inside the newly founded state, and the newly founded state would give fairer and equal representation to citizens who do not have that at this point.
Any other discussions on this? Okay. Clerk will call the roll.
Senator Feinstein.
No by proxy.
Senator Schumer.
No by proxy.
Senator Warner.
No by proxy.
Senator Leahy.
No by proxy.
Senator King. Senator Merkley.
No.
Senator Padilla. Senator Oshoff.
No by proxy.
Senator Blunt.
Votes yes.
Senator McConnell.
Aye.
Senator Shelby.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Cruz. Senator Capito.
Aye.
Senator Wicker.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Fisher.
Aye.
Senator Hyde-Smith.
Aye.
Senator Hagerty.
Aye.
9 ayes, 9 noes.
You didn't get to vote.
I didn't vote.
Oh, I'm so
okay. You know,
sorry,
it's-
ma'am. My apologies.
No, you're doing your job.
Chairwoman Klobuchar.
Yes, no.
9 ayes, 9 noes. My
Excellent job.
apologies.